if Arizona has one path to winning this game, what would the key to victory be? Like if we look up on Sunday and Arizona upsets the 49ers like they did Dallas, what is the one thing that you think happened in that game that went right for Arizona to win that game?
Okay, I think we're going to have to force turnovers. The 49ers have been fantastic in not turning the ball over, and Brock Purdy is out here driving a Ferrari right now. It's hard to make mistakes. Brock Purdy, I can't say it because Brock Purdy's not trash whatsoever. Brock Purdy has came in this offense and played better than almost any quarterback who's played here. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'd say he's played better than Jimmy G did.
Yep, for
I'd
sure.
say he's played way better than Trey Lance did. I'd say everybody. I don't even want to dive into like the 15 backups you guys rotated through from like 2018
Nick Mullins,
to 2020.
CJ Beathard,
CJ Beathard. You got all those guys. And then Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, comes in here and he is just operating at such a high level. And it's hard to just like look at him and be like, wow, like this guy is special. Like he's coming in here. And although he has all these weapons, no other quarterback that has played there has been able to like play at the level. I classify him as being 10-0. I don't want to count that playoff loss where he went out.
For sure.
I say he's 10-0 as a quarterback. And if the Cardinals can knock off basically an undefeated quarterback, that'd be so huge. But the Niners are so scary. And we're going to have to find a way to give this offense possessions because the 49ers can run up a score so quick.
They can.
And even if it's through the run game, the pass game, like you guys have one of the best running backs in the league. I say it all the time. Lions top 5, George Kittle top 3 tight end, and then receiving core you got Debo, Brandon Ayuk. I don't know if he's playing this week, but if he plays, the offense is crazy, and then the defensive side of the ball, man, it's gonna be hard to get things moving.
Yeah, it most certainly will, but you know, I would say for the 49ers side of things, I mean, talent should win out, but they can't let Arizona hang around. I'll say that. That is the biggest thing for me, because if you give the Cardinals confidence coming off of that victory, the longer you let them hang in this game, the more they start to believe like, oh, we can do this. And Arizona is physical. We talked about it earlier. They're very physically imposing, which was a bit of a shocker for me. And that's what the 49ers do. They're kind of the big bad bullies on the block. So they've got to make sure that early on they are letting Arizona know, like, that was cool what you did last week, but we are not the Dallas Cowboys. You're not going to come in here and punch us in the mouth, and we're not going to backtrack. We're going to give it right back, and you don't deserve to be on the field with us, not yet anyways. I think that's the approach that the 49ers have to take, especially having 10 days of rest going into this. They just can't let Arizona hang around, because if you do, sometimes bad teams creep up on you and they win games. And Arizona proved that they could do that last week. They've been close in all 3 of these games. They have confidence. They've got and they should have confidence right now being in all 3 of these games. Possibly could be 3-0. Don't give them that confidence early in this game. Don't go into halftime with a 3-point game and them getting the ball back type of thing. You've got to establish this dominance early and put this thing away, is what I would say for the 49ers.
Absolutely. And it sucks to say because you guys could easily do it. And this game could be like 21-6 at halftime, or it could be 14-10.
That's what worries me, because the 49ers have actually allowed some of these teams to hang around. The Rams game was Pittsburgh, not so much, but the Rams game, very, very close up until later in that game, third quarter, fourth quarter. The Giants were hanging around through the first half. So Arizona could hang around based on how they've been playing and how the 49ers have been playing. And then in the second half, the 49ers have been taking off. I do think that talent should win out regardless. But why even don't play with fire? Like, you're eventually going to get burnt if you let some of these teams that aren't as good as you hang around. You just got to put them away early. So we'll see how they do it this week. Tinker comes in and says it's because the Cards build a team to be at the top of the NFC West. And to do that, you got to build a team to beat San Francisco. That's why Dallas got beat. That is a very good comment. And you're right. I mean, when you build teams, you build them to win your division first. And the 49ers are very physical. You've got to kind of match that physicality. You've got to have a mobile quarterback. That is exactly what Arizona is starting to put together. And it's only year 1 with Gannon. I mean, give him 2 more years to kind of build this team and put it together. Arizona is interesting. It seems like every time there's a team that's down in the NFC West, whether it's Seattle last year, the Rams even a little bit this year, Arizona, they just don't stay down for long. It's like, okay, give me a year and we're going to bounce back. And it seems like Arizona's starting to trend that way as well. Surprisingly, it really is. They're better than I expected. Brother Bob says Smurf will play week 5 because Bosa's knocking out Dobbs. Jeez. Cast Legion 49 says, I'm here because Grant told me to. LSS Bell. Appreciate you. Just came over from another show and he said to come over here. So thank you for that. It's Vito Baby says Arizona injuries. Chris Barnes, linebacker, Jonathan Ledbetter, defensive end, Josh Woods, linebacker, James Conner, running back, Kelvin Beachum, offensive tackle, Zaven Collins, linebacker, just looked it up. Yeah, I think most of those guys are well, technically questionable, but Zaven Collins, I believe, is a full go. James Conner was limited. I don't know about the other guys, but I would imagine that most of these guys play, but that's a lot of players on the injury report. Tinker says 73-6. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. And then Dazza says Debo didn't practice today and Ayuk is coming off of an injury. Can the 49ers win without both Debo and BA? Can they win? I mean, I think as long as Christian McCaffrey's in and Kittle, they can still get the job done, but that's not ideal. BA is going to play for sure. I think BA McCaffrey plays for sure.
Was limited last week, right?
That I don't remember him being limited. They talked because he played the full game against the Rams, and so that was one of the things that they talked about was they wanted to make sure that they gave him a bit of rest leading up to that game last week.
That's what it was.
And then throughout the game. So it was more just he needs some rest. Ayuk, I would be shocked if he doesn't play. Debo's ribs are sore from the last game, but again, they played on Thursday night. I really think both of them are going to be there. If both are out, things get interesting. I will say that. Christian McCaffrey's the key cog to this offense, though. As long as Christian McCaffrey's there, I feel pretty good about it. But, I mean, that's a lot of talent. So yeah. I would prefer those guys are both playing.
Both on the field.
All right, Mr. Mythic AZ, give me your score prediction for this Sunday's game.
See, I want to be optimistic. I really do. And I'm going to keep it optimistic for now. Okay. Obviously, things could get very ugly and things could be very close. So I'm going to say the Niners do take it, which stake to the heart hurts to say because diehard Cardinals fan, but I'm going to say the Niners take this one 24-17.
Ooh, I like it. One thing I will say is the NFL is so disrespectful. 14 points for any team. That's so many points to just give. For any team. The 49ers are great. Arizona, though, is better than what I thought. If I was betting, I would take Arizona plus 14. 14 points is a lot of points to lay down. 49ers have gotten themselves into this thing with Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey where they just show up and score 30 every week. So it's hard for me to say that they'll score less than 30. But if Arizona's going to cover, that means they've got to score quite a bit themselves. So this one's tough for me. I'm going to go 49ers 34, Arizona 23, 34-23. So Arizona's going to cover. They'll lose by 11. 49ers get over their 30. But yeah, I think Arizona, like I said, when they play later in this year, I'm very curious to see how that game goes. I'm curious to see how Budda Baker bounces back. I'm curious to see how Kyler Murray bounces back. But the 49ers should win this game, right? Like this is a game they've got to win. And if they don't, Arizona, man, okay. We're starting to talk very differently about the Arizona Cardinals. If they beat Dallas and San Francisco back-to-back weeks, it's a whole different story. So
that would be two of the top 5 teams in the league, knocked
crazy
off by the Cardinals. So things get a little spicy.